Okay, I think we're live. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Why am I so nervous? Hang on just a second. Let me get some stuff. I obviously am not prepared. So I'm actually surprised that I even got on this live because I realized literally right when I was about to start getting ready, filming, that I forgot to send my husband a lunch at work. So I had to run over there and then run back. Yeah, so it was quite the renegade. I don't know if that's the right word. I just make up words as I go. Anyway, yeah, and I even just got a bloody nose in the car. Like, it was not a fun time. It was stressful, but now I'm here. I'm going to try and talk a little bit, see if anybody else will show up. No one's here yet, but that is to be expected. This was very impromptu. I've never done a live video before. Oh, hi, Stephanie. Yay, one person is here. Welcome to the party. Where was I going with this? Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. Okay, anyway, this is my very first live ever. I've never done a live before. And the reason I decided to do it is just because honestly, nothing sounded better to do this week. I was going to do like this whole huge video on making your writer's space good. And what I mean by good is like making it more applicable to being able to write different things and helping your brain learn how to do that. I'm glad I'm not the only one, Stephanie. And yeah, but I don't know, like one, my office is not done. And two, it's been a rough week and I really didn't feel like doing an actual, professional video. So here I am on live trying to figure my life out because life has been crazy with coronavirus. I'm sure that every single person has dealt with in some degree or another, some sort of changes, whether that be with work. That's especially how mine has been affected. Work, home life, even just day to day. I mean, everything is just crazy. So yeah, I think that this is my venting ground to you guys. I hope that maybe sometime, either right now or in the future, someone will be, I'm trying to get this like one hair. Okay, there it is. I have to remember that like my reflection is backwards. Yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about projects that I'm working on because I feel like I've been very vague about what to offer people for reading content because that's one of the huge reasons why readers and writers come on YouTube, to AuthorTube, BookTube. They are looking for different things to read and write. And if a writer just continuously says, hey, I'm writing and I'm making this huge big project, and then nothing happens, I'm sure that people would lose interest very quickly. That's honestly part of the reason why at first it was really hard for me to watch AuthorTubers because they would talk about these amazing projects that they were working on and all this character development where they would only give us the name of the main character and they won't really embellish anything else. And I kind of wanted to dive into that. If anybody is watching, I can even put on the comments. I've actually never posted a comment before. I don't really know how this works. So this is just going to be me going through the process of things. If any of you have any ideas of how AuthorTubers can share more about their craft, I'd love to hear your answers. I wish that my mind worked as fast as I typed. When I was in high school and we had typing class, I came in as a new student, so I actually didn't get to learn how to officially type. So that's my blame. Okay. Yeah, I'm going way off itinerary. It's whatever. It's a live video. Anything goes. That's what I've noticed with any live video. Like, who knows where it's gonna go. But as far as writing content that I could give to you, I guess that I have a semi-announcement to make. I have been working really hard on a website it's still definitely in the works. It is not by definition at its like completed state. But hopefully one day it'll get there. It's called Jasmine Dayton or Jasmine Passy. I'm trying to remember if it was my maiden name or my married name. It is down in the comments below. Well, not the comments, the description. I'm getting my words mixed up. It is in the description below for a link to that. Right now, I only have one story on there, and it is called The Bystander. If any of you know Kent Sean and Broken Pages, you will know that they did a huge project where they basically just had a bunch of people put in their short stories. So I've never written a short story before. I put in my short story, and I didn't win, but that's okay because I put in a first draft very last minute. I almost wasn't going to do it. And then Danny convinced me too, because he said I had nothing to lose, which is true. I had nothing to lose. And it gave me a good opportunity to actually push myself and do, you know, all sorts of like different projects and feel more comfortable with writing short stories, because honestly, like short stories they're more difficult to write than I thought they would be. But yeah, hooray, Stephanie's still here. You're a homie, Stephanie. I definitely have this fear. That's actually part of the reason why I have been wary about sharing my projects with people until recently going on to AuthorTube. Like, sorry, this is like not stable. Honestly, AuthorTube has changed my mind a lot about that, because you just trust so many people on AuthorTube. But beforehand, like, yeah, honestly, this sounds awful. Maybe I shouldn't say this. I don't want to get demonetized. Anyway, if you guys want to hear my demonetized comment about how big my fear is with having someone copy my story and get it published before me, I'll share it somehow without getting in trouble. Yeah, but going along with just, yeah, copying projects and all that sort of stuff, I think that is one good thing about getting beta readers, getting different people on your website, is like the website's already on there. Like, it's very obvious that you published it there first. And if anyone tries to take that and make money off of it, you can be like, actually, no, I made it first. So that is something that I'm trying to do. You can find a story about Bystander on my website. It's kind of hard to describe. It's like that short of a story that there's really no other way to describe it rather than just reading it, and it's already on there. It is in its first draft, so I have a lot of corrections to put on it, but that's part of the reason I published it. I wanted to get everybody's different opinions about really, you know, trying to make it as good as possible. So I am in the works of another short story, which I never thought I would do. I never thought I'd do a short story again. But I kind of liked it. I kind of like torturing myself a little bit with short stories. And so I decided to make a new short story called The Woman of the Mountain. Now, basically, the main theme or the main plot of The Woman of the Mountain is there's a reporter. His name is Ian Noland, and he is a brand new hire out of state for a news station. And he has done incredibly well as a new reporter. And he is being assigned a story about the Lady of the Mountain. And the urban legend in that town of the Lady of the Mountain is that during the summertime, when the tourists come to the forest regions to camp, she will harass visitors and also damage property to get out of the East Woods. Specifically on the campsite in the East Woods is where she bothers people the most. And they're trying to figure out why, because the only proof that they have that the Woman of the Mountain exists is that she leaves her calling card of a bare footprint in the mud or in the dirt. So he learns lessons about the mountain, the woman, and learns lessons about himself and how he needs to develop better as a person. So that is the basis of The Woman of the Mountain. I definitely need to make a deadline on it. That's actually why I wanted to do a live video to put together a definite deadline, because if I don't make a deadline, I'm just not going to do it. I have a love-hate relationship with deadlines. I know that if I make a deadline, I will do it, but I will also be stressed. And if I don't make a deadline, I won't be stressed, but I will definitely not finish it very soon. So I've been thinking, it is, what's today? What is today? Today's the 12th. Okay, the 12th of August. My birthday is on the 29th, and I would love to get this story done before my birthday. So I think that my goal for right now is going to be to get this story published. Of course, it needs to be all the way done before that deadline, but ready and published on the site on the 29th. The 29th is a Saturday. That should be very doable. I'm going to see if I can post it at 2 p.m. So August 29th at 2 p.m., new short story, and it will probably be within its first or second draft because that's the whole point of the website, putting things out there that is first or second draft so that people can read them and see if they like it. So I guess I kind of made a deadline, and Stephanie needs to keep me accountable for it. So there you go. And when I am going to publish that, yeah, that's so crazy. Oh my gosh, I actually made a goal. I am so bad at making goals. And I know that authors need to be consistent at making goals. And here is obviously with the way this live is going, my brain doesn't work that way. So I need to kind of figure out other ways to make goals happen. And along with the website, I know that on the very front of the website, I also talk about the trilogy that I am working on. And I keep on saying this word trilogy, like I keep on alluding to it. I'm doing exactly what all of the other people on AuthorTube do that drives people crazy. And what I think drives me crazy too. I have been alluding to this project that I've been working on. I'm not sure if you watched Bethany Votop, but it's so funny that she came out with this video today, literally right before I hopped on. Bethany Votop came out with a video today talking about the struggles of being on AuthorTube and how AuthorTube can often become boring because projects don't come out soon enough. But if you are writing a story that is, one, a novel, and two, has sequels or is a trilogy or series, it's very difficult to have that, you know, that fundamental feeling of, wow, something is finished, because it takes years to develop. And if you just talk it up for years, people are going to lose interest. So that's been something I've been struggling with, because that's the main project that I'm working on, is the Escape the Safe House trilogy. So I have it all done. And when I say done, I mean first draft done. It has a beginning and an end, with the first draft taking up 95% of it. Gone over the first 3 chapters, editing with Broken Pages and Bethany Votop, and they made amazing critiques on the first 3 chapters. And I'm trying to just go from there. So I guess I wanted to share a little bit. I'm trying to see what's too much information to give away. Like, should I tell you all the characters? All like the big main characters that are in this group? Should I allude to just the basics of it? I do have a summary written about alluding to the basics of it. I had to do another video on that. This is me going on a live trying to think of other videos. That often happens, where I'm in the middle of the video and I'm like, oh, that'd be a really good video idea. And I'm like, just focus on the one that you're on right now and then you'll be fine. But yeah, maybe I should do a video of like what people want on AuthorTube, like what's too much and what's too little. But I'm going to give you a snippet. I will give you a snippet of what the Escape the Safe House series is about. And I'm going to be reading it off of a paper that I have prepped, because if I don't, I will ad-lib it and my brain will go every which direction. So don't mind me, because I just subtly try to talk to your face, but also remember the script that I wrote out. Does anybody else on AuthorTube write scripts for themselves? Or is that just a me thing that I have to do because of my ADD tendencies? I'm not sure. But anyway, so here goes. An incurable disease has wiped out 99% of America's population. The remaining 1% are left to survive at the crumble of society. With nowhere to go, siblings Sage and Chance face the world alone together. After 3 years of living off of the land, they are taken to a safe house, a place that gives them shelter, food, and water. As time goes on, with the help of her new friends, Sage discovers that the safe house is not all it seems to be. She learns it is harder to get in. It's harder to get out than it is to get in. Got those mixed up. It's not easy to leave, but that's the basis of it. See what happens when I don't have a script? Oh, yay, Bethany's here. I've mentioned you like 3 times in this video. I don't know if you heard all of it, but there you go. That's all I had written out for my script, but I do have a lot more to talk about. I find it very interesting with AuthorTube that everything is so secret. I liked, Stephanie, that you said something along the lines of you don't want people to steal your idea. But at the same time, I feel like it's almost more fun to show your script to other people because there's no way that they can actually make another story like you can. 3 times and I will appear. Well, thank you, Bethany. You're my star audience today. I definitely thought I was going to talk a lot more about life, but I realized I just skipped right to the good stuff. I guess that for other different ideas that I could have with future videos, I'm not sure how much I should share about Escape the Safe House, if I should really keep it under the rug until I have a better grip on it, or if I should share what I have got and see what happens on my website. Because I know that if you look on Amazon at different types of books, you notice that usually they let you read either the first chapter or even like half of the first chapter for free. You can kind of get a preview, a little bit of a taste of what's going on with that. And I always like those because it gives me an idea of if I would like the book or not, even just by the first page, which is so crazy. But would 3 chapters be too much? Would giving away 3 chapters be too much? Or I could slowly put it out little by little. Could do a chapter every so often, maybe. I mean, I definitely still need to work on the first 3 chapters a little bit more. I need to clean up some edges and see what goes on. Let's see what Bethany said. I always like showcasing these comments because now I know how to do it. It's really exciting. All right, so Bethany is suggesting that I hype up anything that I want, whatever makes you happy. I've heard that so many times in AuthorTube. I have to say, AuthorTube is like the biggest community of just do what makes you happy. And I do appreciate that because honestly, sometimes that's all you need in life. Yeah, calling the first draft is, let's see. You can also say it's a first draft, so things are subject to change. That is true, because that's the whole entire point of what I have got going on the website right now. I do have the entire thing drafted. I have all 3 books are in their first draft. So I at least have a basis to go off of. I feel like something else that people don't talk about. I'm sorry, these ideas are just like running through my head. Where is artist YouTube? Because why do I have mascara? Why do I have this? Okay, I'm gonna put that down. I feel like that's something that maybe people have talked about, but maybe I haven't been on here long enough to talk about it, of like looking for different artists, indie artists that are kind of trying to make their name too and seeing if you can collaborate together on like, you know, them making a book cover or like pictures for your book. I've always been very interested in that. Now this live stream is just turning into me just brainstorming out loud about different types of videos. I definitely thought that I would be able to talk a little bit more about each of the books. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to plan on really working on my first chapter. So I'm going to work really hard on the first chapter and try to make sure that everything is like crystal clear on that front. And, you know, there might be a couple of tweaks along the way, but at the very least, I can give you guys a taste. I can give you guys a taste of what's coming. I can get your feedback and I can ask you different questions about more about the world, about what's enticing you, all of that sort of stuff, because that is something that I would like to know. Like, what is keeping you reading? Is it because you like the characters? Is it because the plot seems mysterious enough that you want to know exactly what's going on? Any of those types of things would be really good to hear. I'm like writing these down so I don't forget it later. And I guess that's something else that would be good to hear is just even like different critiques of things that you didn't like, because that's really what I'm trying to focus on is the mistakes that I have been making. And it's been a really good experience to give my work to other people who also are authors and writers. I haven't quite gotten beta readers who aren't writers. I am trying to figure out how to get people like excited for that, because I've asked my younger sister. She kind of reads, but I feel like she would like this book out of any of the books that she could read. My other sister doesn't have time to read. Otherwise, I feel like she would be a good one too. I feel like my mom would just say that it's really good and not give me any critiques. I'm kind of afraid of how many critiques my dad's going to give me. So that leaves me with my husband, Cameron, and that's it. And I have tried to get him to read the first 3 chapters for a little while. He's like, oh, I'll read them. I think he's scared to read them because he doesn't want to hurt my feelings if like he gives me a critique, which is always tricky ground to go off of. Anyway, back to subject. Here's my plan. I'm going to pick a day to post it on the website. I feel like I should do it on a day that is after posting my next short story. So after August 29th. Maybe. Oh, this seems so far away, though. I don't want to do it on Halloween because that's really far away. Sometime in between my birthday and in between Halloween. How about I just leave it open-ended from there? You will definitely get it before October 31st. But you will get it after hearing my other short story as well. Story. Bethany, you are a braver person than I am, because this is like terrifying to me. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's something that I need to do. Maybe I need to actually be scared about family members being overly honest with my work. And I feel like my dad's going to be the only person that would be honest with my work. So I'll have to think about it. I'll think about it though. Okay. Before Halloween, after my birthday, and I will get that all situated. Now I want to be on the hunt for people who are artists and just trying to see if they would be willing to even make like a small sketch. The only artist that I know, she said, and these are like super reasonable prices, honestly. I just don't have money right now. She said that as long as I paid $75 for the initial first drawing, and if I wanted any other drawings after that, the next ones would be $25. I'm not sure if she said the next 3 will be $25, but still, to that effect, you still get, 2-3 extra pictures for the price of one additional one. What do you guys think about artists and about like drawing different types of covers? Is that something that, because I know that some authors try and kind of go down that road by themselves, where they just want to make their own covers and not try to find an artist. I'm a decent doodler. I'll give myself that. I am a decent doodler, but I don't want my covers to be doodles. But at the same time, scenery also is really nice. So like photography on the front pages of books. Can you tell how indecisive I am? Like as a person, I will literally be at the front of like a food place, and I'll say what I want, and then I'll be like, wait, actually, and then I'll wait like for 5 minutes trying to decide between two more things, and then I'll just end up going with the original idea anyway. So that's how I work. Wow, I like this. This is kind of fun. I made some goals live with a couple of people. And this will definitely keep myself accountable, because I've noticed whenever I make goals by myself and I end up telling people, you know, in person, then usually I'll actually go with it instead of just doing it by myself, because no one's there to remind me, no one's there to push me. So this is a good thing. Guys, you helped me make goals. I'm so happy. Because I have been thinking about, okay, Jasmine, you need to make goals. You need to make goals before October, because that's Preptober, and then there's NaNoWriMo. I have no idea what I'm going to do for NaNoWriMo this year. Last year was the first year that I ever did it. Last year I wrote a book. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting the title of it. It's along the lines of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. If any of you guys kind of know the, oh hey. Aw, that's so cool. These are just small things that make me smile. Sorry, that just caught me by surprise, made me smile. So I showcased it. But yeah, so that's what I did for NaNoWriMo last year. Have not edited. Edited? How do you even say that word? I struggle so much with saying that word. Edited. I have not edited it at all yet, rather than the first draft. And the first draft is not that great. Like I bounced around different places. I'm trying to be more strict with myself and outlining, which has also been, oh my gosh, so stressful. But it's been also really helpful. The last video, what's the last video? It might have been the video before that I did, where I actually outlined my short story, which I thought would be good practice to outline bigger stories, because I have never outlined before that short story, and it was really good for me because I disciplined myself with that. I didn't like it at all, but I knew that it was good for me, and that's all that matters. Oh gosh, what was I talking about? NaNoWriMo. Okay. Maybe I should try and like showcase that one too. Is there a thing where like there's like a Preptober? Maybe that's December. Maybe that's the point of December. I've heard that the point of December after NaNoWriMo is to like fix up all of your mistakes, where you just like straight up write in November. I definitely did it wrong last year. But for this year, I have no idea what I'm going to do for NaNoWriMo, but I was hoping that if I could get at least these first two projects done, that would give me an idea of what I want to do later. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget it. All right, please think of NaNoWriMo. I do remember that when this is when I wasn't really a part of the AuthorTube community. I was just kind of like posting videos to post videos on YouTube. I have been here on YouTube for quite a few years. I just didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. So lost my train of thought again. Oh, so I did post videos about it. They're private now just because they were all over the place. They were more like vlogs. But I'm curious about how people actually want to see authors with NaNoWriMo, because I know it's really hard to appreciate NaNoWriMo when you're watching somebody else do it, because it's just kind of hard to keep up. I mean, even with AuthorTubers that are like incredible, have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Whoa, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. That is a tongue twister, believe it or not. And I still kind of have a hard time watching their NaNoWriMo vlogs, because you don't know what's happening in the story. You don't know what's going on inside of their head. That makes it exciting. So what makes a NaNoWriMo exciting to watch? What is something that would be exciting for you people to see? This is just turning into a video where I'm like, please help me. I want to hear what you want to see, because that will give me insights of what I can do later. So I would love to hear that feedback from you all. And yes, Bethany, we will definitely talk about NaNoWriMo projects and the horrible writer's block that you get. Writer's block is a real thing. There are so many people out there where they're like, writer's block isn't real. You're just being lazy. I'm like, no, sometimes I'm staring at a paper where I'm like, I know that something needs to happen in between here and here, and I don't know what it is. That is the hardest part of writing, and every single author, I feel like that is something we can agree on. Hardest part is the middle part. Beginning and the end, pretty easy. I mean, the ending is debatable, but most people kind of know where they want their story to begin. And the middle part's the hardest. Okay, so to top it all off, for those who came in halfway, for those who are still here, here's what I've decided. This has just become me doing a brainstorming activity while people watch and say their ideas, which is honestly perfect. I love that aspect. Okay. Ask a question. Why did I write that down? Oh, I know why I wrote that down. I am hopeless doing this by myself. I need someone here on the live to keep me in check so that I don't get distracted with my own thoughts. But the basics is I'm going to be posting my short story. I'm going to finish my short story and post my short story by the time that it's my birthday. So that gives me, what, about 2 weeks, I believe, 2.5 weeks at this point, since it's a Wednesday. Welcome back to Writers Wednesday. I didn't do my little calling card thing. That's okay. I didn't need to do it. I'm going to be posting the short, Lady of the Mountain, on August 29th. And I will be posting the first chapter. I'm just going to start with one chapter of Escape the Safe House before Halloween, but after my birthday. I'm sure that as different videos I put out get onto YouTube, that I will be able to make that goal. Safe House Halloween. I'm trying to write it pretty so that I can show you guys, because I think it gives me more incentive to write different things down so that I can actually remember them, and if they look pretty, it makes me actually want to do it for Halloween. And I will ask you all different questions as my beta readers, since I have learned it's important to not only dump your story on them, but to also ask them questions. That's something I'm definitely going to be working on right after I get off of this video, which honestly, I believe that I am about to wrap it up. Okay, we've got the goals, people. And are they backwards? They're not backwards to me. Maybe they're not backwards to you. I thought that it would be like a mirror. Okay, that makes me really happy. Okay, well, I think that this is a good place to stop. So here's me saying sayonara, you guys. Thank you so much for those who showed up for the live video. And if you could not make it for the live video, that is totally okay, because I'm going to leave it on here for you guys to watch. I feel like I'm going to be cringing a little bit by watching how many blank spots in my speaking I'm going to have, because I cut my videos a lot, because I always have to have some sort of train of thought going on or I get sidetracked. But hopefully this will be helpful to anybody also trying to figure out their goals. If there is some goal that you have that's similar to mine, maybe you want to choose a different day, maybe you think that you can get it done earlier, maybe you need some more time to get it done later, whatever floats your boat. Well, thank you guys so much. Signing off, and thank you everyone for being so patient with me. Have a good day, guys.